Well, hey everyone, my name is Alan if you're new to the channel. This is Flip House Finds. It's not only the name of the channel that you're watching right now, but it's also the name of the small business that I started back in January of 2025, where it kind of started on eBay, moved over to tcgplayer.com. I sell a little over $1,000 a month in Pokemon cards and have over 1,000 sales on TCG Player. And so I come with a little bit of credibility, but when I create these videos, I have you in mind. I want to help other people, whether you're a collector, but primarily a reseller. Maybe you're brand new or a little scared to dive into this hobby. My goal is to make you a little bit more courageous than when you clicked on this video so that maybe you'll take a next step in your reselling journey. If you're here right now, you may be here for the announcement on the giveaway on these cards. That's going to be at the end of the video, so stick around. I think that what I have to share today is applicable to many things in life, not just Pokemon cards. But I want to kind of start with a little bit of a story. So I was on a date last night with my wife, and we ended up in a store here in the United States called Marshall's, and it's kind of a discount store. There's clothing, shoes, and like home accessories and decorations and things like that. And sometimes I've been looking for the last couple weeks for like a Pokemon coffee mug. I love coffee. It's one of the best things to do when I start my day. And I didn't find one, but I found this one, and it just brings me such joy. There's blues and browns and greens in it. The inside of it, sorry, my coffee has lots of cream in it. So good. The fall's been messing with my throat. Anyway, I saw this mug and it just sparked joy. Like I just looked at it. It's a little bit bigger than a normal coffee mug. And I was like, man, this is a beautiful mug. And so I talked myself out of buying it. It was just like $8. And my wife said, man, you were so excited when you saw that mug. I want to buy it for you. And so one of the things that we talked about on our date last night was I was kind of feeling a little bit of anxiety coming into recording this video today. I've done, I think, 15 videos at this point on my channel, and they've all come relatively easy with topics that I want to discuss. And this one today is not really much different than that. It's certainly something that I can speak to with some credibility, and I think some, I don't know, just to encourage you through this conversation. And I do want it to be a conversation. Please leave comments down below if there's something in here you'd like to add or take away, or if this encouraged you in any way. But it's something I kind of learned the hard way, because when you start something like this, when you start a small business or a YouTube channel, or both in my case, you have lots of passion and momentum. Everything is new. Everything is exciting. You're learning. And even if you break it down into smaller steps to get going with whatever the thing is that you're passionate about, it can get intense and it can get overwhelming and it can potentially get discouraging, especially if you're like selling something like Pokemon cards, because you're going to get that first bad review, or you're going to get that first lost package. You're going to get fakes. I bought some fakes. I'm going to do a video on that at some point. Maybe you get sick. Like you're just getting started. You're in it for a couple weeks and then you get sick, but you still have to pack cards. And it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to kind of get off track and just assume, well, that's the cosmos telling me that this isn't for me. But I want to encourage you to kind of push through that. And let me give you an example of how that happened. But you have to figure out how to manage all of those things: your emotions, your feelings, your inventory, the business, the content creation if you're starting a YouTube channel. And I think I'd eventually like to create a series on how I started all of this. It's been so much fun to kind of see the flywheel and the momentum get going. But when you're starting a small business or content creation, but especially if you're selling items, you're the CEO, you're the salesman, you're the packer, you're customer service, you're the frontline employee of the business, you're the face of the business, perhaps, like I am in these videos. And so you're doing a lot of different roles. And sometimes it's difficult to switch from one to the other, back and forth again, and it can get overwhelming with the to-do list. And so this is really where your personal rhythms matter. What makes sense for you in your life and with your rhythms, so that you can continue to show up for the people you love, even if passion is the primary thing that's fueling you down the path. And so for me, one of the things I had to really realize was when I dove into this, I was like, when the order came through, I would pack it almost instantly and want to get it into the mail instantly. And frankly, that's not realistic. I had to figure out what worked for me, what works for my family, what worked for me to be able to continue to excel in my 9 to 5 job, my main job, because I have to bring energy to that. So you have to manage your sleep, you have to manage your exercise, your diet, your inventory, like all the things that come with that, but your life still goes on back behind the scenes. And there's a saying that I really think is true. It's the hardest person to manage is yourself. And it's because we're in our own heads. We have all the comments playing in our heads. We have other people's opinions, people that maybe don't understand the passion or the vision that you have for the side hustle that you've started or the content that you're creating. And you certainly want to embrace the people that are hyping your hustle, that are hyping the things that you're doing, that are encouraging you to do those things with wisdom. And really kind of avoid some of the negativity and some of those kinds of things so that you can continue to explore, hey, is this something that has value in my life? So as you're managing all the things around you, know that the true thing that you're managing is yourself. And so, like I said, with TCG Player and eBay, when I kind of started off with this, I was like, oh, the order came through. I got to get it in the mail. I've got to mark it packed as soon as possible. In my last video, or maybe 2 videos ago, I kind of talked about the pacing of how to avoid shipping mistakes. And I talked kind of about the rhythm, my 36-hour turnaround time for some of those kinds of things. But even when I started this YouTube channel, I still have a list of like 40 different things that I want to cover. But some of those things take a little bit more work to create the content, to create the bullet points, and to kind of get my mind around, okay, how is this episode or this video going to flow? Is it going to be valuable to my audience? Because I want to make sure it's valuable to you. Because if it's not valuable to you, then all I'm doing is creating a video diary for my family. One day when I die, they can come and see what Dad was into, when he was in his late 40s. But I want it to be valuable to you. And so if there's other topics you'd like to see, obviously put those in the comments down below. But as I was talking to my wife last night on our date night about just some of my anxiety about creating content today, she just encouraged me, and she became my hype man. And so knowing that creating this video, selling Pokemon cards, is just a small fraction of a greater life that I'm living, a life that has purpose and meaning and value to the people that I love around me. And so I want to make sure I'm setting rhythms and paces that still allow me to show up for the people I love. Yes, this hobby, this selling is something that I love. I enjoy it. But above that are the people in my life, the community, the relationships that I have. And so you also have, like I said, your diet, your sleep, all those things are important, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to have the energy to do this. Even from a spiritual perspective, how are you caring for yourself as you're selling Pokemon cards, trading cards, or starting a YouTube content creation, whatever that is? I have a buddy of mine that he still does this today, but he started kind of a barbecue company where he smokes meats and seals them and packages them and sells them in a few local gas station, mini mart type things. He makes rubs and things for barbecue that you can buy at some local stores and things like that. And I asked him one day, I said, "You ever want to make this like your full-time business?" And he said, "My fear is if I make it my full-time business, then I'm going to grow to resent it." And you don't want to dive in so deep in something like this too quickly to where it becomes a burden, and that you begin to resent it and you begin to avoid spending time doing it. Like that's the opposite of what we want to happen. But maybe you have aspirations that are greater than mine. Again, my main job gives me purpose. I love the team I work for. I love the organization I work for. I have no plans of giving up that job. But certainly I need to figure out ways I'd like to sell more cards, but I've got to figure out efficiencies and ways to automate some of that. And I hope to explore some of that on this channel. But going back to that established rhythms and safeguards that you can put in your business or your side hustle, because we want to be able to stay sane throughout the journey, right? We want to be able to, again, stay focused in on what's in front of us that's important, which again are the relationships and the people around us. And so for me, I realized that my work week is I work Saturday through Wednesday. So I'm off on Thursdays and Fridays. So when I come home from a work day on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when I come home, I'm pretty spent. I'm pretty wiped out. And so if I came home and had to pack 80 orders on a Tuesday night, knowing that I have to go to bed early, make sure I get up early, go to work the next day, that could get overwhelming very quickly. And so the pace that I find that works for me, and I would encourage you to consider, is what are your days off? What are the things you have to do on your days off? If you're a parent of younger kids, again, my kids are 19 and 15, and so I'm in a different stage of life than maybe some of you that are watching the channel right now. If you've got to go to flag football games or basketball games or dance recitals on Saturdays and Sundays, maybe your rhythm looks a little bit different. But for me, what it was on Wednesday night when I got home, sure, I'm exhausted from work, but I would try to post 100 to 200 cards on tcgplayer.com and price them competitively so that all day Thursday, all day Friday, Saturday before I went into work, those would be like my busy packing days. So Wednesday night, I'd come, put on some music, sit here at the computer, get the cards listed, price them competitively, knowing that they're going to move over Thursday, Friday, Saturday. For whatever reason, Pokemon cards sell in the middle of the night. So all of our Pokemon brothers and sisters, I guess they're late night buyers buying Pokemon cards. And so then I can wake up Thursday morning and pack some cards, get those in the mail. Wake up Friday morning, pack some cards and get those in the mail. And then wake up Saturday morning, again, pack some cards, get them in the mail. And then at that point, I've sold through 50 to 75% of my stock. And then sales kind of trickle in on the days of the week where I'm working. And then again, Wednesday night, I'm putting 100 to 200 cards on there and then selling through the majority of them, over half of them on the days that I'm off. And so that's the rhythm I found that worked for me. And I'm recording this video on a Thursday morning because I'm off from work today. And I've gotten into kind of doing some batch recording. So I have an idea for another video or two that I may record today, get all of those recorded, then I can get them uploaded and edited, get the thumbnails made, and then schedule those out where every other day at 7:30 p.m. is kind of the rhythm I found, that every other day a video comes out. And so what are the rhythms that make sense in your life with your job and your obligations and your family? Because if you're missing birthday parties, or you're missing anniversaries, or you're missing opportunities to connect with your kids or your spouses or the people in your life that you care about, if you're not married, then what are we doing this for anyway? I mean, yes, it's great to make some extra money, but what are you going to do with that extra money? And certainly if you want to sit in your house and just look at Pokemon cards and not really focus in on relationships, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But man, relationships and the people around us is what makes life so rich and full and valuable. So I would encourage you to figure out what pace and what rhythms you have in your life so that you can figure out a way to maintain and learn as you go, and know that there will be moments of discouragement, but if you push through those and you stay steady in the pace of your life, you can figure all that out, because progress will still happen even if you have to slow down a little bit to make it fit into your life. So what pace makes sense? So down below, I'd love to hear comments like, did any of this resonate with you? Does this make sense to you? Is this something that you're like, oh man, I hadn't thought about that? Or maybe you've been doing this for a while and you're like, oh man, I'm burning myself out because I'm not paying attention to the natural rhythms of my life and taking care of myself and my diet and my sleep, and I'm not connecting with the people around me that I care about. So if that's you, tell me how this was encouraging to you down below, or if there's other content you'd like to hear. But now, for those of you that are here, I ran a contest. The video is called Storage Hacks and Giveaways. And for the first 250 followers, if you subscribed, liked, and left a comment on that video, you were able to be put into this giveaway. And so last night we selected the two winners. I had my daughter sit down with me and we looked at all the different entries, and I said, hey, choose two people at random, and these are the two people that she chose at random. For the Hiswan Zoroark V-Star, this is the card. If you go back and watch one of my previous videos, this card, well actually the PSA 10 version I have sitting in front of me, I bought a copy of this card at the Twin Cities Con back in November of 2024, and this started kind of the whole hobby for me. And this is a raw copy, and so the winner of this is the Tyratrons 309, the Tyratrons 309. And so if that's you, down below in the description is my email address. You can email me or send me a direct message on Instagram, and I will get your address and get this out to you as soon as we can. And then we were giving away these two slabs here. and I'm letting the winner choose which one they want. And the winner of one of these two slabs is Edward Pino. Edward Pino. And so you just need to message me, either email me or on Instagram, and let me know which of these two slabs that you would like to have, and I'll get that in the mail to you this week as well. And so thank you all for all the support. As of recording this video, we have like 308 subscribers. Lots of comments down below. I'm trying to answer all of them, but I've been enjoying the community that's gathering around these videos, the people that it's resonating with. And so if you've got ideas to make this better, if you've got ideas for future episode topics, please leave that in the comments down below. I'm loving what we're getting to do together, and I hope that when you watch this video, you're a little bit more courageous than when you clicked on it. But my name is Alan. This is Flip House Finds, and I'll see you in the next video.